All right, good afternoon, class. Today is going to be our last session for the three-statement model. I do have the balance sheet and the income statement right there in front of you. Please make sure that you do indeed get the right values so that we could proceed by getting our fixed assets as well as our balance sheet. So first things first, let's head to our balance sheet. There are some missing values. Most of you do already have the values, but I just want to go ahead and double check my data before anything. Let's go to fixed assets, check our data, 2000, 2000, got the 37, 6000. I do want to go ahead and make that to custom, e-date, and then go ahead and try to format. Yep, that's correct. So depreciation is the method to write down the cost of tangible assets over its useful life. We know for a fact that we did start off with the lemon crusher, 3 years, ice machine 7 years, refrigerator 7 years, and we do have the amounts as well displayed, and the only thing that it did was just equal sum, and then go ahead and proceed by dropping down the values, and then automatically it shows 14,000, and you may go ahead and drag those values all the way towards the right. You also do have 2000 as well mentioned towards existing equipment. So please, once again, just make sure that you do apply the formula. You have 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000. Basically indicates that that is the cost for that desired equipment. And all I did was just use the formula equals D5 divided by C5. Make sure that you do use the FN key in order for you to get the data, which is obviously 1667, all right? No jokes in regards to 6767. No, it's very much 1667. And then automatically, all I did was drag all the way towards the right. You got 429, D6, C6, same thing, same formula, D6 divided by C6. 857, I got D7 divided by C7, and that automatically gave me 857. And once I did end up adding all the values, it did show me 4,952. Once again, this is the right data. Make sure that you do go according to what I have for you on the data sheet. Keep that in mind that depreciation is for tangible assets, with amortization is for intangible assets. So please, once again, just keep that in mind. Depreciation is always going to be for tangible assets. If you go back to your income statement, I do want to make it look clean. There's too many going on right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Revenue, gross revenue, discounts. We have the amounts as well. Please go ahead and make that to bold. You also do have the gross profit. The gross profit was not supposed to be in italic, so put the back where it was before, and we're going to go ahead and make that to bold. And then you got total cost of goods sold. You don't need to make that to bold. You could also remove the borders. So please go ahead and remove the top border. There you go. Let me remove the bottom border. Bottom. Let me do it again. Yep. No border. There you have it. And now for the net rev, that's correct. Got the gross rev, discounts. You don't need to make this towards italic. I apologize for that. Net rev, 23,750. Cost of goods sold, once again, no need of italic. Drop it down towards the left. COGS. No need for italic. Total cost of goods sold. That needs to be in the bottom border. So make sure you put in the bottom border, just like that. Gross profit should be in bold. And you got the gross profit margin. You can have the gross profit margin percent, and operating expenses towards the left. And you could keep that in italic. 1, 2. There you have it. And then for the labor, marketing, SGA, and total SGA and other, you can go ahead and remove that italic. You got the total OPEX. You can remove that and put it towards the left indent. You got the labor, EBITDA, depreciation, and amortization. The EBITDA is indeed correct, but we are missing values for depreciation and amortization. So we're going to try to find this formula out. You also do have the EBIT as well, and the interest expense. I don't need to make that to italic. Put that towards the left, right there. Depreciation and amortization as well. Remove the italic. Indicate towards the left. There you have it. Once again, we're going to try finding out the data. So all I'm going to do is just highlight it to yellow because that is the missing data. And you also do have the interest expense. For the EBT, what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight this because I do need to provide the data. And for the EBT tax, I don't need that italic. Left, 1, 2. There you have it. Interest expense. Okay. You also do have your net income, which is going to be, the EBT is 279. Yep. 2798. So there's clearly a miscalculation within that data. So we will go ahead and remove that. We're going to remove that data. What else do we have? 25,000, 7,500, 14,000, 14,000, 59%. That is also all correct, but we don't need to make it to 2 decimal places. 1, 2. There you have it. 3750, 1250, 6250, 7750. That is correct. 7750, missing data. The EBIT, there seems to be a miscalculation on that too. I'll go ahead and delete that. Taxes, yep. So all I need to do is just to fill out the missing cells. But so far it's looking pretty clean, just so that I can verify myself that yes, we have indeed provided the data cell sheet. If I were to go back to my fixed assets, the fixed assets, the amounts that I have listed for you is very much indeed correct. These are very much accurate results, so please make sure that you do end up providing that cell data sheet. I will go ahead and make this to bold. There you have it. 85701667, and yeah, you don't really need to make any customization in regards to this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and start applying the data formula Excel sheets, right? So go back to your balance sheet, and we're going to now go ahead and fill in the data that I have for you. So all I'm going to do is just very much show you the cells that I have, 5,150, and all I did was very much make it to sum and add all the data, and then all I did was equal sum and then add the two data. That gave me 8,000. You also have the total assets, simple formula equals C12 plus C7. All right, that came up to be 13,150, which is also very much an accurate data that we did end up getting for our Excel sheet. You also need to put in the total current liabilities. I'm adding the total current liabilities, which is 200 plus 100, which gives me $300, 300 in the amount. You have the debt. The debt is unfortunately a lot. It is $10,000 worth of it, and all I did was equals 10,000. So that's all I did, equals C20, which was very much my debt. Now for the fun part and one of the most confusing part, we need to find out the total liabilities. In order for me to add in the total liabilities, equals C18 plus. Once you do add in the plus, you put in C plus 21. The C21 is showing me 10,000. I'll go ahead and enter, and then 10,300 is your amount that you end up receiving for the total liabilities. You have the common stock of $300, and you also have the retaining earnings of 2,550. We're going to try to find out the total equity as well as total liability and equity. So we're going to try to, once again, very simple formula equals SUM, and then you may go ahead and proceed by entering, and then 2,850 is the amount. You will go ahead and proceed by putting in equals C26. So equals 2,850, which is very much the amount, and then you will do plus C22. So plus, and then go back to your total liability. Your total liability shows you 10,300. Go ahead and click the 10,300 and then enter, and then it will automatically show you that you have 13,150 as part of your data. You do have the balance check that is missing. We do have the balance check and whatsoever missing. The formula for the balance check is assets equals liability plus equity. Once again, it's assets equals liability plus equity. Since we do have that formula, the only thing we need to do is just literally get the remaining data, which is from the assumptions part. I do want to fix some things within the assumptions. I do want to double check if all of you do have the right data. So please do bear with me. So we have 23,750, we have 9,750, and the only thing I did was very much drag those two amounts. Once again, these are the formulas. All I did was equals income statement. My income statement shows C7, and it is 23,750. That's the only thing I did. And for the income statement, for the cost of goods sold equals 9,750. All I did was once again go back to my income statement and click the total cost of goods sold, which is 9,750. Once again, these are the amounts that I have. We also do have the 1%. It equals C6 divided by C32. So my accounts payable as a percent of cost of goods sold shows 2.3%. That is also correct. You also have the deferred revenue as percent of rev, which also shows 0.7%. So those are my amounts. We do have the remaining data. Please make sure that you do apply the formula, please. Equals C34. That's the only thing I did, and very much I just dragged the amount. So all I did was just, and then drag all the way towards the right, and then automatically your numbers should be coming up. Let's go ahead and start focusing with our remaining data that we are currently missing right now, in order for us to officially accomplish our remaining data sheet. So I know most of you do have issues in regards to the cell D16. Most of you are getting 200, but the answer is not 200. So that is completely okay. The only thing you need to provide is the formula itself. So please go to D16. I'm currently in D16 cell, and you will go ahead and type in equals, and then go to D35. What do we have for D35? D35, we have accounts payable as a percent of cost of goods sold. So what I did was equals D35 times multiplied by D2 to, I'm sorry, so equals D35. So go ahead and do equals D35 times, and then scroll all the way down to your cost of goods sold, which is showing you 9,750. Once again, that's a negative amount. So automatically it will show you 220 in the negative section. The reason why it's showing you the negative section was because this was never supposed to be negative in the first place. If I go back to my cost of goods sold, it is showing me negative 9,750. There is clearly something that is currently going wrong, and that is completely okay because we will try to fix that sheet. $9,750. If you go back to the income statement, showing you 9,750, 10,750, 10,725. That is indeed correct. All of these are very much correct. Go back to the balance sheet. If it's showing a negative amount, yeah, and even within the cost of goods sold, what you can do, you can go ahead and try to either make in the parentheses, you could type in a negative amount, and then automatically it will show you 220. What you can do, you probably learned this back in middle school when two negatives equals a positive, right? And one negative, one positive equals negative. Two positive equals positive, and two negatives equals positive. So what I did, I basically played with it with the Excel, and automatically the Excel now formulated towards the positive end. Please make sure it's positive 220, not negative 220. And I can go ahead and drag all the way towards the right. Once again, this is the right amount. Make sure that you do apply that. Also, I also want to give you another heads up. We already have the data sheet for the accounts, for the liabilities as well as for the payment itself. But for the accounts receivable, money is always due to the seller from a buyer who hasn't paid for the purchase yet. It's more like, hey, can you please go ahead and send me $10,000? But there's no commitment towards it. So once again, accounts receivable, money due to a seller from a buyer who has not, from a buyer who hasn't paid for the purchase yet. So just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to go ahead and focus towards the deferred revenue. We have that data missing. So all you need to do is do equals D36. All right, so go ahead and do that for me. Equals D36 equals D36. We have D36 as deferred revenue. Okay, so once you have the deferred revenue, it's equal to D36, and you can go ahead and multiply that. Once you do end up multiplying, you're going to go ahead and do D32. What do you have for D32? We have net revenue worth of 23,750. You can go ahead and enter that, and you may go ahead and proceed by dragging it all the way towards the right. And that is completely okay if you do that towards the end or towards the, now. I know most of you did end up getting 5,150. All you need to do, once again, is just drag all the way towards the right. Make sure that you please do that for me. All right, you have the total current liabilities. Let's check the total current liabilities. The total current liabilities is currently showing you 300. So all you need to do is just literally go ahead and bring it all the way towards the right, and then you will see the amounts automatically coming up within the range. Okay, Once again, this is the right amount. It should show you 300, 379, 417, 492, 606, and 757. But I want to make it look clean. What can I do in order for me to make it look clean? What you can do, if you have it in decimals, what you can do, you can go ahead and format it. So if you go ahead, format cells, and then you can remove the decimal places. It used to be 2, but you can make it to 0. When you do that, then automatically you will get the final amounts. So this is the best method I can provide you. And if you are having issues with this, then you're more than welcome to come to my worries period, and we can I can provide you some tips and tricks for you. So let's go ahead and check what else are we missing for our remaining data. For the fixed assets, we have 10,000, right? You have the 10,000. You also have the accumulated depreciation, also 2,000. But I also do want to make sure that my data that I have for you is accurate. So please make sure that you do equals C9. So what I did was equals C9 and then go to my fixed assets, which is the cell D8. All right. So I'm going to show you once again equals C9 plus I went back to my fixed assets, which is very much what D8, and then enter, and then automatically it gave me the amounts. You're going to do that for the accumulated depreciation. You also have for the you also have for the net fixed assets, the total non-current assets. So all these formulas are very much mentioned to you. The only thing you need to do is just pause the video and just apply the formula, and then automatically it will come up for you. All right, and then all I did was very much just drag, boom, drag, and then you also have the next net fixed assets, 17,000. All I did was very much just drag this and then all the way towards the right. You have the total non-current assets. You have 8,000 and 13,150. I just want to make sure, so I'm going to go ahead and copy these two down and then drag all the way towards the right, and then automatically you will have these amounts right there in front of you. This is the right accurate data. Please make sure that your data is correct. I have very much provided the formula for you. All you need to do is just very much just pause and look through the video. Current liabilities is done. We are also done with the debt. Total non-current liabilities, you also have the total liabilities, 10,300. Let's check what else are we missing. Let's go to our assumptions. Our assumptions shows 5,000. We have 500, 500, 750, 750, and all those data that is very much embedded for us. If you go back to the total, what do we have for the total liabilities? The total liabilities, we have the debt 9,500. We have total non-current liabilities worth up to 9,500. But I feel like I'm facing way too much loss in regards to that, especially since my interest rate is worth up to 7%. 7% is very much considered to be high. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my debt. So if you go back to your total non-current liabilities, right here, the total non-current liabilities, you have 10,300 right there. All I did was very much apply the formula equals C20. In the C20 plus D39 minus D40, and then 9,500 should come up on your screen. And all I did was very much just drag. Let's do for the total on the total liabilities. I do want to go ahead and drag that, and then there you have it. You have 9,879 also on your screen right now. Very much the balance sheet is looking pretty clean. Once again, it's for the students who have the invalid data. Please, once again, I'm making this video just because I do want to know for a fact you're actually watching these videos and actually getting the concepts, knowing what data sets and what data cells was very much invalid and incorrect. I do want to end up making profits for my company, and this is the best strategy that I could possibly apply. You got the retained earnings. We have the equity common stock 300. 300. I'll go ahead and delete that. I don't need that. I'll go ahead and delete this too. I just want to make sure though, like my data is accurate. So what I can do, let me go ahead and check my data. Retained earnings, I have 2,379. Okay, that's okay. So what I can do equals C2. Okay, so what I can do, I can go ahead and type equals and then 300. Just make it to, yeah, you could make that to black. You also have the retained earnings. The retained earnings, I will go ahead and apply the formula as well. The only thing you need to do, once again, equals C25 plus, and then you go back to your balance sheet itself, the income statement, and it's going to be 2210. So make sure you do that. So once again, equal C25. What do you have for C25? Which is very much the retained earnings plus, and then we go back to our income statement, C256, which is very much missing. That is completely okay, because we will go ahead and try to make sure that our data that we have for our income statement is correct. So what you could do for now, you can go ahead and just type in, just go ahead and click the C26 and then enter. Then automatically it will show you have the amount 2550, but it is not actually 2550, it's actually 4760, but we will fix that. So if your amount is 4760, then yes, you do have the correct data. And what I can do for the rest of these two, I can go ahead and drag. I'll go ahead and drag these two as well. There you have it. Balance check, what I can do. You have balance check of 2379, 4953, 2360,